say the dead never truly leave, that some places on this earth are soaked in suffering so deep, the boundary between the living and the dead simply dissolves.
Tonight, we enter 5 of them. 5 places in America where something ancient and dark refuses to rest. Places where the walls remember every scream, where the floors still carry the weight of the dead. Turn off your lights, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. Nestled high in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, the Stanley Hotel has watched over Estes Park since 1909. It is beautiful, it is grand, and something inside it has never left. This is the hotel that broke Stephen King. King stayed in room 217 in 1974. He woke screaming in the night, dreaming his own son was being chased through these very halls. He wasn't imagining things. The 4th floor is where the activity is strongest. Room 217, the most haunted room in the hotel. The door handle turns before you touch it. Something already knows you're here. Late at night, in the empty ballroom, a piano plays. The keys press down, one by one. A slow and deliberate sun. Every chandelier in the room sways in perfect unison. The camera circles the bench, empty, completely empty, and yet the music plays on. Room 217 opens without a hand touching it. Cold air rushes out like a breath. The lights on the 4th floor begin to move. Something is walking the corridor. You can track it window by window. The Stanley Hotel stands still, as it always has. If walls could scream, Eastern State Penitentiary would never stop. Opened in 1829, finally abandoned in 1971. Over 75,000 prisoners housed within these walls. Its soul-destroying isolation. Prisoners were hooded whenever they left their cells, so they could not see or speak to another human being. He scratched tally marks into the stone. Each mark, another day survived. Security cameras have captured it. A translucent figure drifting from one cell through a solid wall and vanishing. The footage is real. The explanation is not. From the guard tower, you look down into the empty yard. Something stands at the center, perfectly still. Bare feet in the corridor, moving in silence. No body visible above the ankles. The doors open, one by one, down the entire corridor. From the air, the scale becomes clear. An entire city block of stone. Some places are built on suffering so profound. The Myrtles Plantation is one of those places. It is beautiful, impossibly beautiful. A warm golden light on a white porch. The floorboards creak under your feet. The wind chimes hang perfectly still in dead air. The foyer mirror, dark and warped with age. 5 handprints pressed from within the glass. A face deep inside the glass. Female, eyes open and fixed. Chloe, an enslaved woman who was punished by the plantation owner, took her revenge. Her feet make no sound on the polished floors. You follow her. You reach for her. The pillow still holds the impression of a head. The doll now sits on the floor. The mirrors at the Myrtles are said to trap souls. Stand before one.
She appears beside the mirror, reaches for the glass.
The porch lights die one by one. The house goes dark. The music box plays by itself, a child's lullaby. From above, the ancient oaks form a perfect circle around the house, a ring of trees, like a cage. There are places where death was not a tragedy, it was a routine. Waverly Hills Sanitarium was one of those places. Built in 1910 to house tuberculosis patients at its peak. 5 stories of broken windows stare down like empty eye sockets. On the 5th floor, a figure. You push through the iron doors. Rain hammers the steps behind you. The corridor stretches on. Overturned gurneys. The patient ward. Row upon row of iron beds. Leather restraint straps still attached. The restraint straps tighten, slowly, as if a wrist is being held, to prevent living patients from watching corpses carried out the front door. The cart tracks are worn deep into the stone, scrape marks on both sides from decades of weight dragged through in silence. Room 502, 5th floor. The most feared room in the building. 2 nurses died here. The most encountered ghost at Waverly Hills is a little boy named Timmy. And now we arrive at the most haunted, most bizarre, most architecturally impossible place in America. The Winchester Mystery House. A building constructed for one reason: to confuse the dead. Sarah Winchester was the widow of the Winchester rifle fortune. A staircase going nowhere, dead-ending into a ceiling. A door opens to a brick wall. Another door, another wall. A staircase with steps only 2 inches high. It winds upward for 7 stories. The candle flame bends toward a door that then opens on its own. Room within room within room, each one slightly different. A window that looks into another room inside the same house. The Blue Room, where Sarah held her seances every single night. 13 candles. The candles begin to die, one by one, clockwise. She walks through locked doors as if they aren't there. The house she built to trap the dead. She walks through locked doors as if they aren't there. The house she built to trap the dead. Mid-nail, mid-board, mid-swing. The building stopped. Every window dark. Then the lights begin to move. 5 places, 5 wounds in the fabric of this country that have never closed. The Stanley Hotel, where a genius found his darkest inspiration. Eastern State Penitentiary, where isolation carved madness. Waverly Hills, where death became so ordinary. Leap well. These locations are real. The history is documented. Visit them if you dare.
Like and subscribe.